Welcome to the quick hitter version of the Mike Wise Show. I'm joined by Fran Fraschilla of ESPN, one of the foremost authorities on international basketball. He basically breaks it down by saying the students have become the teachers. It just blows me away, not just how far the players have come, but the acceptance of almost American teammates to what these guys mean to the game now.
Let me tell you what happened, in my opinion. 50 years ago, you and I know these names well, and we know some of them well. Chuck Daly, the late Chuck Daly, U.B. Brown, Dr. Jack, Bob McKillop, Lou Carnesecca. These guys went to Europe in the 60s, 70s, or 80s and taught the game to the coaches in Europe for the most part. Well, let's use Europe, for example. And in recent years, these guys have taught the game back to us. Because when you watch the Spurs and the Warriors when they won their titles, and the spacing and the ball movement, pick and roll, and you look at the idea that, if you think about the international guys that play in the league right now, by and large, if you talk to teams and coaches and executives, they'll tell you like they're amazing teammates.
Yeah,
they know how to play a team game, the game I grew up with, the game you grew up with. So these international guys are not only tough enough now, they're skilled enough, but they also have brought an ethos to the league where if you don't play as a teammate, that era of ISO ball when Allen Iverson was in his prime, that's kind of passé right now, And so I think the international game has just done, they've done an amazing job of, I think, making the NBA more watchable.
Yeah, I agree with you. Part of me was, I've kind of come around to it being, long story short, but when I was 12, we moved to Hawaii. And even though I only grew to 6'4", which is not huge in basketball, it was a monster in Hawaii. I was, all these Filipino Asian kids. And so they would literally wait for me to run back down the court in high school. Like I was the chief from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Like, hey, get here. We'll throw him the ball. Yeah. But the inside outside game that we came to know and love and respect is, boy, it's now just a kick and penetrate game. And I still remember in the finals a few years ago, Kevin Durant coming down on the break. Kevin Durant coming down the break, clearly on the right wing, there for a layup or dunk. Steph Curry coming down on the left wing, and Kevin Durant pointing like shoot. And Curry pulling up and hitting it, and Durant going, yeah. And I'm thinking, it destroyed every concept of sort of moving the ball, getting to the open shooter. But that's where they were. Like, he was pumped that Curry got another point out of the deal. And I thought, wow, this is a different game. Yeah. And while part of it is hard for me to digest, I almost think we become 2-3 point happy. Another part of it is there's just so much movement and so many guys cutting and passing. And it's like, it's almost a combination of Pete Carrill's league and Magic's league in some way.
How about Pete Carrill's league with great talent?
Yes. Pete Carrill's, but yeah.
And here's something I want you to think about. Like back in this era when everybody was lamenting the fall of American basketball, at least stylistically, and then the Europeans had some influence. But here's what happened too, I believe. We used to, even as a college coach or as a college basketball commentator, I would lament the lack of skill level. We had nobody that could make a jump shot in college back around 2000. And then here's the beauty of this game. Steph Curry comes along. Kevin Durant comes along, Klay Thompson comes along, and we're talking about three of the greatest shooters in NBA history that would rival, Jerry West and whoever, Bill Bradley, whoever the guys we thought of back in the day. And if you think about it, it was no longer cool just to be on a SportsCenter highlight dunk. It became cool to have skill again. Steve Nash, pick and roll, passing, Steph pulling up. And so I think the combination of the international guys coming over here with their skill level and their team-oriented play and the growth of these immense talents in recent years, like Steph and Klay and KD, it's actually cool again for high school and college guys to make jump shots.
If you want to hear more from Fran Fraschilla and myself, check out the full version of the Mike Wise Show from Pure Hoops Media. You can also see the show on the Pure Hoops Media YouTube channel.